What does twin flame energy feel like? My twin and I have been in union together for a while now, so I'll share what the energy of him felt like at times through the process, and feels like to me now. Before I ever met my twin in the physical, I sensed an energy there. It sort of hovered around, and I thought of it as like an imaginary boyfriend, like a protector of some kind, especially as a kid. Throughout life I'd learn and discover that I'd feel other people's energies too, just as intensely and sometimes even more intensely, but none as peaceful, protecting and patiently loving as this one that I couldn't put a name or a face to. When we finally met physically, I was able to put a name to the energy, as strange as it sounds. When I was running, he was chasing. There was a time in the very beginning when I would have been labeled the runner. I felt more drawn to my extremely catalytic, counterfeit twin. But deep within me, I still felt that sense of knowing that my true twin was who he was, like it or not. His energy felt strong, present, and I felt unable to ignore it, though I tried and succeeded often enough. When I was chasing, he was running. When I was chasing, I felt like I was in a cycle with no end. But that sense of him was always present, as though it was saying, "Stop chasing." He even told me once, "You should be with someone who really deserves you." There was also the time he rejected me. I wasn't in denial, I heard the words and took them to heart. I moved on, too. But it was like this compassionate presence of him was just still hanging around. Soulmates were more strong, more pulling, more drawing. My twin, though, was ever present, subtle and quietly just there. My sense of knowing was there too, though I pushed that down often enough. When we were balanced, when neither of us were running or chasing, things became more balanced. We reached union. His energy, the presence of him, had never left. His energy felt silky, like a calm wave that would rush up and encompass me when I needed it most, and even when I didn't. I never felt pulled under, except when I was chasing my counterfeit, aka false twin. But even then, my true twin was there, physically and energetically, with his peaceful, gentle tugging and his overwhelming sense of calm that always made me ask why I deserved him. Unconditional love is a great description, but it doesn't do the experience justice. Saying the other half of me doesn't either. But that's how it was and still is. My twin by comparison to other connections. While he taught me things and still does, it wasn't the harsh kind of teaching that overpowers you and pummels you, making you question things like karma or purpose. I liken it to the major chords of the piano versus the natural notes. It was on key, blended perfectly. It was always, and still to this day, a sense of peace coupled with that inner knowing. It wasn't cool like Fonzie, it wasn't conditional. It wasn't obsessive or attaching. It was natural, automatic. It was like a matched set that felt as old as Methuselah but fresh, clean and crisp like the change of the seasons into fall. It was as though he led me arm in arm to that mythical land of the unconditional, stress-free pleasure of total acceptance, unconditional love and respect for one another, and a sweet, subtle tranquility in the sense of total understanding that this was the way it was intended. It wasn't a conditional relationship that required repair, such as with the previous experiences I'd had with catalytic relationships, which I later learned had prepared me for my twin. It was simply peaceful and fulfilling comfort. His energy made and still makes me feel safe. The sense of knowing had prevailed for us both. When I've asked him about his POV, he's shared that he felt the same kind of sense, being pulled back and forth in the logic of what to do and what's right, or what's at least considered right. He ultimately decided that pertaining to himself and to his feelings, he said he felt like life is short and he wanted to enjoy our life together. He always knew there was a me just as I knew that there was a him, and we're lucky to have been able to find one another and come together. I agree. It wasn't like we were forcing two pieces of a puzzle together to try and make it fit, the pieces just clicked into place effortlessly. I'll spare you from our puzzle piece analogy we've been using for the past 6 years, but that's the best way to describe twin flames, and intended soulmates too, like puzzle pieces that simply fit. The path of ascension and the process we go through is all the pieces of the puzzle, and it's like with the final two pieces, or as our analogy goes, two pieces to a puzzle that only contains two pieces in the first place. The two pieces create a sense of peace, actually. Okay, enough of our 2014-2015 goofy puzzle analogies. He is really cute though. The energy feels like a sense of knowing and a sense of calm, like peace. At least that's the way it is for us. A lot of people will say their twin flames complete them. In a sense, this can be true. But also, it's more like a peaceful calm and security in knowing that we're clicked into place, and contentment sort of overrides everything. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed our story, what we sense around one another in the energies. I hope it helps you. We wish you many blessings, EXO. Written by astrologer Helena R. We are doing birth chart analysis of people that feel that they are in a twin flame union. Please put your birth date and time and your twin's birth date and time in the comments. Once we have enough, we will statistically analyze the charts for a pattern to see if a synastry placement is most prevalent, and then we'll do a video on our findings. Please like and subscribe to Phenomenal Astrology.